NBA YoungBoy, the name that refuses to stay out of headlines, has done it again. But this time, it's not just another wild story about late-night drama or a reckless outburst. No, this is way beyond that. Reports are flooding in that the controversial rapper has been arrested once more. And insiders are whispering that the new charges are far worse than anyone could have imagined. What could possibly top his previous run-ins with the law? What did he do this time that's got even his die-hard fans shaking their heads? Social media exploded the moment the news dropped, with half the internet screaming "Free YoungBoy," and the other half saying he finally crossed the line. But what line? What secret is hiding behind those closed courtroom doors? Did someone set him up? Or did he dig his own grave this time? Authorities are staying tight-lipped. But leaks from reliable sources suggest this isn't your average celebrity arrest. We're talking something darker, something that could completely destroy his career if proven true. So buckle up, because what's coming next might just change everything you thought you knew about NBA YoungBoy and the empire he's built on. Chaos. The internet woke up to chaos this morning as breaking news confirmed that NBA YoungBoy, real name Kentrell Gowden, had once again found himself on the wrong side of the law. But unlike his previous arrests that revolved around minor possession or parole violations, this one feels different, darker, bigger, and much, much messier. According to preliminary reports, federal agents raided one of his properties late last night after what insiders describe as a months-long covert investigation. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but witnesses say it looked like a full-blown movie scene. Flashing lights, helicopters, and a dozen unmarked cars surrounding the Louisiana mansion, like something straight out of a crime thriller. Now, this isn't the first time the rapper's lifestyle has attracted police attention. From weapons charges to wild social media meltdowns, NBA YoungBoy has practically built his reputation on controversy. His loyal fans argue he's simply misunderstood, a product of his environment who's constantly targeted because of his fame. But this time, even they seem uneasy, because according to leaked reports circulating online, what was found inside that mansion might go beyond anything the public's ever seen from him before. Anonymous law enforcement officials are hinting at illicit financial dealings, suspicious overseas transfers, and, most shockingly, possible connections to a fraudulent business network allegedly tied to some of the biggest names in hip-hop. And if that sounds too wild to be true, it gets wilder. One insider, claiming to be a close associate of YoungBoy's management team, told a local news outlet that the feds had been monitoring his transactions for over 6 months. They reportedly seized multiple devices, hard drives, and luxury items believed to be linked to unexplained funds. Sounds dramatic. It is. And if these claims hold even a fraction of truth, this could easily turn into the most explosive scandal of his entire career. But here's the real twist. Just days before the arrest, YoungBoy posted a cryptic message on his private social account saying, "They're watching everything I do, but I ain't scared." Fans brushed it off as typical rapper talk, but now it's starting to look like a warning shot, maybe even a cry for help. Was he aware the walls were closing in? Or was he just taunting the people investigating him, thinking he was untouchable? And while officials remain tight-lipped, a few unnamed insiders claim this operation was part of a wider crackdown involving multiple high-profile figures in the music industry. The theory that YoungBoy wasn't acting alone, that there's an entire underground network fueling illegal cash flows, luxury laundering, and fake endorsements. It sounds like a plot ripped straight from a Netflix drama. But the evidence, if it's real, might just prove that truth is stranger than fiction, as fans and critics argue online. One question dominates the conversation. Is NBA YoungBoy the victim of another media witch hunt? Or has the rapper finally crossed a line even fame can't protect him from? As the dust settled on the shocking raid, the internet erupted into chaos. Twitter threads, Reddit theories, and YouTube investigations started flooding in within hours. Everyone had an opinion, but no one had the full story. That's when a leaked audio clip allegedly featuring one of YoungBoy's former associates began circulating online, a clip that painted a far more sinister picture than anyone expected. In the recording, a man's voice can be heard claiming, "They've been running this thing for a while, moving money, moving people, keeping it off the books." While authenticity remains unconfirmed, the clip spread like wildfire, fueling speculation that YoungBoy might be tied to an underground financial ring hidden beneath the glitz of his music empire. What's more shocking is how fast the narrative turned. Within 24 hours, major media outlets jumped on the story, framing YoungBoy not as a rebellious artist misunderstood by the system, but as the mastermind behind a multi-million-dollar scam operation. The headlines were brutal. NBA YoungBoy's secret empire exposed. Rapper's lavish lifestyle funded by fake businesses, and the most viral one, the music industry's dark money network, is YoungBoy at the center. Suddenly, the world wasn't just watching a rapper in handcuffs. They were watching a potential criminal kingpin in the making. But if there's one thing we know about YoungBoy, it's that he thrives in chaos. Even from behind bars, his social media accounts began posting cryptic updates, short phrases like "they fear what they taint, can't control, and this ain't over." Fans immediately claimed his team was trying to shape the narrative, turning the scandal into a statement of rebellion. But others weren't so forgiving. Industry insiders, producers, and even fellow rappers started distancing themselves, deleting old posts and refusing to comment. It was as if everyone suddenly realized that being too close to YoungBoy might drag them down too. Meanwhile, public reaction reached a boiling point. Some fans claimed the whole thing was a setup, that the authorities were targeting yet another successful black artist to make an example out of him. Others said this was karma finally catching up. YouTube channels began pumping out evidence breakdowns, analyzing everything from his lyrics to old interviews, trying to decode hidden messages. And just when people thought the situation couldn't get any more dramatic, an anonymous insider leak appeared on an underground blog claiming the feds weren't even after YoungBoy for fraud, but for something far darker, according to that mysterious source. The fraud accusations were just the tip of the iceberg. They claimed investigators had uncovered files hinting at a possible link between YoungBoy's team and a network of offshore accounts used for, well, let's just say unconventional business operations. Nothing confirmed, nothing official, but the mere mention of those words sent shockwaves across social media. Was this the reason for the massive raid? Was this why the authorities had stayed silent? The mystery deepened, and with every unanswered question, the story grew even more dangerous. By this point, it wasn't just a scandal, it was a storm. And the calm before it was nowhere in sight. Days turned into weeks. And what began as a single headline had now transformed into one of the most talked about sagas in hip-hop history. With every passing hour, new evidence leaks and anonymous testimonies surfaced online, some believable, most completely insane. But one thing was certain: NBA YoungBoy's reputation was hanging by a thread. Reports started claiming that the Department of Justice had officially launched a deeper probe, not just into his finances, but into his management touring company, and even his record label contracts. Insiders whispered that several of his close associates had already flipped LLEGEDLY trading information in exchange for lighter charges. It felt like a modern-day empire collapsing from within. Meanwhile, YoungBoy's legal team tried to regain control of the narrative, releasing a statement denying all allegations and insisting that false reports and social media lies were distorting the truth. But in the court of public opinion, denial wasn't enough. Every old tweet, lyric, and viral clip was being reanalyzed. Fans started pointing out lines from his past, songs like "They Watching Me Too Close," "I Gotta Move Smart Now," being treated like coded confessions. Some even claimed that his music had been predicting his downfall for years. The irony? Those same lyrics that made him a legend were now being used as evidence against him. And then came the twist no one saw coming. A so-called leaked case file appeared on an obscure website, listing details of hidden accounts, shell companies, and possible collusion with high-ranking entertainment executives. While none of it was verified, the timing was enough to reignite every conspiracy theory on the internet. YouTubers dissected the file line by line. Podcasters ran hour-long episodes speculating on its authenticity. And social media detectives swore they had proof of YoungBoy's ties to offshore dealings. For fans, it was entertainment. For YoungBoy, it was the slow destruction of his public image. But even amid all the noise, a small group of loyal supporters refused to believe the hype. They argued that this was all a coordinated takedown, a smear campaign designed to erase one of the most independent, defiant artists in modern rap.